Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. We're excited for today's video. So it's a Thursday Thirsty Thoughts video, so they're fun to do. I love doing these. Today's topic comes from my friend Tom. Thank you, Tom, for appreciate the topic, obviously. So he texted me the other day, and he's like, yeah, I think it was actually a dream, and then he was thinking about it. Basically, you can have one of blank, you know? So a pretty common thing, like one beer for the rest of your life. I think I've made a video like that. So in his text, he said, and he's an upstate New York guy like me. He's like, Pliny the Elder was my choice. He's like, it's light enough that like on a hot summer day, I would like to have that, but it's hearty enough that like cold weather, like he's like, basically it's like one of those beers I can enjoy any, season and temperature and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, very logical, smart. I think about that too when I've done like desert island beers and these kinds of, fun Thursday's Thirsty Thought kind of videos, or just like, beer nerds talking like, what top 3 IPAs you would take or whatever, And so I'm like, yeah, that's a really smart part of the process is, I like stouts all year long, but maybe like super hot day, I don't super gravitate towards them either, So I definitely like that thought. He's like, but that's a little easy. He goes, I can't, again, being an upstate New York guy, that's why I brought it up. He's like, I can't easily get Pliny the Elder. He goes, so then I was trying to limit it, like, accessible beers. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to word it in the title, but essentially it's, and he, in his text, he said one or two. I'm going to do one. One beer, but it's like a beer you can actually get. So like that's kind of the lens to look through this at. Quick aside, speaking of Tom and Pliny, so he also was texting me that he has a conference down in Philly. He'll be right by Monk's Cafe, and if you know, you know. If not, I'll tell you because there's no gatekeeping on this channel. It's a really awesome craft beer bar, and they get Pliny the Younger. So he's going to be down there around the time that could maybe happen for him. So fingers crossed, say your prayers, whatever for Tom. Send him good vibes. Hopefully it does sync up while he's down there and by Monk's. It is when they get some Pliny the Younger. So he's had it before, but just so he can have some this year too. But anyway, back to the task at hand. This was one of those ones that was tough. I went back and forth on. And the accessibility got me. I'm like, do I pick something that's like a local brewery to me? Because that fits, I can go there and get it. But not all the breweries, or actually I don't know if any of the breweries around me like make the same beer consistently. So the accessibility thing, even though it's local breweries, doesn't mean they always have that beer on hand. So I'm like, okay, let me pivot to something that's maybe not local, but I can go to a store. Maybe if that store doesn't have it, I can go to like definitely by the second store I could get this beer. Then I started thinking back to my early craft beer days, and if I could go, to a bar that had anything other than the macros, the things I would look for, because they were the only ones that you might get, like maybe a little bit of Sam Adams. Eventually, we started getting Purple Haze from Abita, but really, if they had Yuengling or Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale, it was like my friend Jeff and I would look at each other like, yeah, we'll be okay here. Like we'll just, drink one or two of these, and depending on the mood for. Tom had thrown out Guinness, which I thought was an interesting choice. Easy to get, a good beer, flavorful all year long. I could drink that, definitely not a bad idea. And I did entertain that. But when I kind of thought about the old school thing, how much I love this beer, I did end up landing on Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale. I like that beer all year long. Like, it doesn't matter what the weather's like. I like that beer. It's certainly light and crushable enough for those hot weather days. There's enough delicious flavor that I can contemplate it for a video like this, or just on my own time off camera. Dead of winter still tastes good. It knows no season for me. So and it's easily accessible. So that's the one I landed on. I think this is one of those questions too, or these thought exercises where ask me again in a month and I'll probably have a different answer, but that's definitely where I landed on, at least right now in my thought process. Now, so how about you guys? One beer, you got to pick one, but the caveat is it's easily accessible, so you can't be like Dark Lord if you don't live there and like hoard it when it comes out or something, So be mindful of geography, where you live, what's available to you regularly will be your one beer. Thanks again, Tom, for the idea. I really appreciate it. Do you guys have an idea? Comment section below. What are your thoughts about this topic? Comment section below. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.